Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and we are live for another episode of the debate show. Normally it's on a Saturday, but we decided to put the debate show today. Get it up out of the open, get everything off our chest, so we can concentrate on the FA Cup, because it's a big game in the FA Cup on Sunday. Another cup to play for. But before we do so, please hit the like button on the video. It costs you nothing. Please do hit the like button, bottom right hand corner. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, man. Charlie, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Oh, well, just about alive, man. Just about alive. Lots to talk about from yesterday, obviously. I mean, I was very annoyed. I still am annoyed, but some of the reports, I don't know whether they're obviously valid, because a lot of these journalists sort of jump on bad results. But a lot of these reports I've been seeing about Ten Hag wants to get rid of this player, that player, look promising, but it's probably just a bit of a spin after yesterday. I don't know whether it is, but hopefully those reports are correct. They sort of gave me a bit of hope again. But yeah, I'm all good generally, apart from football. I hope everyone else is as well. Big up everybody. And this is a therapy show.
Absolutely. Eid Mubarak, obviously, to everybody around the world. Hope everybody's enjoying their Eid today, regardless of the results. Sani, fresh cut, man. We didn't recognise you. We were just saying off there. We didn't recognise you there, mate. Fresh cut, mate. Fresh cut.
Listen, I had to be looking different after that debacle yesterday. Cut all my ties with my hair. Cut my ties with De Gea. Listen, it was a shambles. As Charlie said, this is a therapy session. It's good to see everyone smiling. You know, good to see Cass, Usman, Saeed, Charlie, of course. Listen, I can't wait to get into it. But like Charlie said yesterday, was not a good day. I was pissed. I was still pissed from last Thursday, to be honest with you. But listen, you got to move on. But yesterday was a shambles, and this has come at a good time. So thank you, Saeed, for having us on, because this is crazy.
Absolutely. Big up anonymous user, becoming the latest member of the channel. I know you were a member before, but big up to you for rejoining. Anyone that wants to become a member, press a join button, bottom right hand corner, to become the latest member. Kaz, how are you, man? Eid Mubarak to you. How are you?
Eid Mubarak, man. Boy, yeah, I had a long sleep. Didn't get home till about 1 a.m. No, till like 1:30. Yeah, I need to sort my mic out a little bit. Yeah, I was on DR. I know. It's not embarrassment on DR, bro. I am who I am, innit? I like football. I have fun. You know what I mean? Like it's like back in secondary school days. You give chess to all your friends every single week. Don't matter who you play. That's the way I am now, man. Like, yeah, I'm confident on beating Sevilla, but it was only a week ago. No, not even a week ago, a few days ago. We were all confident on beating Sevilla, not just beating them, but beating them 3-1, 4-1, 2-1s, anything but that. No one expected that. We didn't deserve that either. So, going on DR Sports, guess what? Like, for people that want to know, I'll do it again. I'm going to do it again. And guess what? You lot are going to cry again. And you lot are going to go all in my DMs, probably posting me threats as you probably do. Not these guys in here, but the ones that do are donuts. And guess what? I'm going to do it again. So, it is the way it is, man. Big up everyone.
Absolutely. Big up to you, Usman. You know what I mean? Man's in the thobe and that, but yeah, man, how are you doing?
Oh, bro, man, I've been praying for good times, man. Listen, I'm telling you, I went to Eid Mars, went straight to families, and I've come home for the podcast, and I'm going out again. But oh God, peak! First things first, Eid Mubarak, of course, to everyone. Obviously, we got a lot to unpack. I'm sure we're gonna get straight into it, but yeah, Cass, listen, I rate you, bro, man. You just gotta stick to your guns. I'm not gonna lie, I was there with you, man. I was watching the intro. I was thinking, Cass, you know what? Speaking my mind, bro. Speaking my mind. We should have.
You know what it is, yeah. The guy I said,
It's
I said, yeah. Look, if we lose, I'm not like you can dash a bottle of water with my head in it. You can
Bro,
actually
I've
dash.
seen it.
I even said, you can dash the ball at me, yeah. I don't care. And guess what? To be fair, Elio, sound guy, bro. Very sound guy. He just said he didn't want to do it. I said, I don't mind. Like, honestly, I would have went home drenched. Don't mind, just get me a towel quick. I'll just wipe myself, go home. Yada yada yada. But he said he's gonna take me. He said he usually sits in the ultra section. He said he's gonna get me a ticket for a Sevilla game. I said, I'm coming.
Yo, man's changed allegiance after 1W, you know.
No, but if someone's offering you, it's a bit like iftar, isn't it? Like if someone offers you to come, you can't say no.
Yeah, true.
Of course not. But now, listen, we've got a lot to discuss. Please, like I said to you, hit that like button. Let's get the likes up as soon as we can. Anonymous user wants to start there. He says, De Gea and Maguire need to leave. I'm so disappointed because I wanted to win this competition. Let's go with you, Charlie. How do you explain yesterday, man? Just in a nutshell. And obviously, we'll kind of, get everyone's take on it and whatnot. Yeah, man. What are you thinking? And Matisse here saying, "Do you rate Poch? I want to know from early, brother." Listen,
he wants to know because Nagelsmann ain't coming. He rejected them. He wants to know.
You get his second slot. You know what I mean?
I think
Matisse.
Chelsea should get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be fair, Matisse. So
yep, 100%. So listen, enjoy that one, mate. Enjoy that one. But yeah, Charlie, man, talk to me, man. How you breaking down what happened yesterday?
God, where do you start? I mean, I want to talk on, before we even get to the De Gea and Maguire situation, I just want to talk on this team and other games we played this season. This team seems to have a problem in big games, away from home in particular. We've seen it away at Brentford, away at Villa. Brentford, Villa, and Newcastle away are not... I know Newcastle are doing well this season, but they're sort of teams that are sort of... You'd expect Manchester United still to be able to go to those grounds away from home and you expect to get a result. Liverpool away, Man City away, Arsenal away. You expect those to be tough. You expect them anyway. Arsenal away I think it's an anomaly because I thought we played, obviously we were under the cosh for a bit. We actually showed fight in that Arsenal game. So that's sort of out of the way. But Liverpool away, Man City away, even though you expect these games to be tough games, the way that we sort of fell away in those games was totally unacceptable. And I think there's a common trend that I've noticed. I don't know whether anyone else has noticed it, but there's a common trend I've noticed in these games where, whether it's at the start of the game, at the end of the first half, at the start of the second half, just when there's a reset, we don't react. Yeah. Away at Liverpool, I thought we were marginally the better team away at Liverpool in the first half. I thought we were marginally the better team. It was a very tight game, right? But just before half-time, we give away a cheap goal. Then just after half-time, we give away a cheap goal, right? There's other examples as well. I mean, Arsenal, right at the end of that game, we gave away. Crystal Palace away, right at the end of the game, we gave away a goal. I think at the start and the end of halves, for some
Liverpool
reason,
as well. Liverpool.
Yeah, at Liverpool. For some reason, at the start and the end of halves, whether it's a concentration issue, a mentality issue, there's a big problem. And if we take that into yesterday's game, I've not seen an atmosphere like that for a long time in a European game at Seville. Right, what it must have been like in the ground, I don't know. It must have been goosebumps, because they were even throwing toilet rolls on the sidelines and stuff like that. I don't know what they were doing. But it was an unbelievable atmosphere, right? And the last thing you want to do in this type of atmosphere is give something silly away in the first few minutes, right? So, I know it's easy to say in hindsight, right? But we all here on this panel, we were confident we could go and get a result at Seville. But if we were all the manager of Manchester United, we probably would have said, just before the players went out to play that game, that there's a sort of a, what's it called? There's a sort of a cliche statement: do not give anything silly away in the first few minutes. If you give something silly away to this Seville team with the crowd they've got behind them, we know Man United's inability to come back from behind this season. We've struggled to react away at these big grounds. If you give something silly away really, really early, they are going to be onto you. And that's exactly what we did. We gave them something silly away. Maguire and De Gea, both are to blame in my opinion. But even if whatever you think of it, it's stupid. It's stupidity giving that early goal away. And then, okay, the rest of the first half, we were really, really poor, but we get lucky with the offside. We go in 1-0 behind. We're still well in the game. Even though we've been awful, you never know in football, right? You just never know. Start of the second half, within, a minute or 2 minutes?
A minute or two,
if that. Another goal. We give away another goal. It's an absolute disgrace. And that is what really, really annoys me. You know, it's not like we went to Seville. We made a really, really bad early mistake. Okay, second half, how can you react to that? And again, just at the start of the second half, just like against Liverpool, just at the start of the second half, is it a concentration issue? Is it a mental? What is the problem? Why do we keep conceding goals straight after a reset? Are players not coming out ready? Are they not wanting to fight straight after a reset? What is the problem? And to be honest with you, I think it's got more to do with missing Bruno. Would he have made a difference? Possibly, but Bruno's been part of big defeats. I think it's more than an individual player issue. I think there's a collective issue here somewhere. So that's what I'm going to say, Saeed, in terms of, we could talk, obviously we'll talk about individuals later, but there's a collective issue about this team's response to tough situations, and I'm really not liking it.
Do you not think it was set from the Sabitzer challenge? Because I know, when that barge came in, I didn't see a lot of players coming around. I said,
I said on
DR, he set the tone. It's Fernando. Is it Marcao? I think it might be Marcao. I think he set the tone in the game. I know if Bruno Fernandes was in that game, he's not having it. He's not having it whatsoever. And from there, it's just like we cowered. Like it's just cowardice from the whole team. It's like, bro, like where's Casemiro? Don't even want to get involved no more because you think he's going to get sent off, and all this kind of stuff.
He's actually got suspended.
Why was he begging yesterday? By the way, why was he begging like the referee? Like you didn't do anything.
No, because he dived. I saw. In hindsight, I looked at in actual.
He's suspended for the next game.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter. We're not in that game. But what's it called? It looked like he tripped him over, but you see that the replay, he literally dived over his foot.
Yeah, he did.
Basically, that yellow card got him suspended, Saeed. That's why he was begging. But just to come in there on Cass's point there, bro, when Sabitzer went down, I was absolutely baffled. I didn't see none of our players running back in it. He just got violated. Not one man went over to him. I thought, what the hell? And that set the precedent from the from the jump that all our players are flipping spineless. That's why we lost the game. They got no backbone. There's so many, like Casemiro, I'm gonna give him a bye because the reason that you just mentioned with the red card. But let's keep it real. Like, I'm sure we've all seen what's happened with Arsenal in the last two games. I'm sure a lot of us have had a lot of opinions on the Arsenal players. They've bottled 2 leads, back-to-back psychology, etc. But let's look at Manchester United. Away to Newcastle, rowdy atmosphere, completely crumbled. Away to Liverpool, rowdy atmosphere, completely crumbled. Away to Sevilla, rowdy atmosphere, completely crumbled. Absolute crumble. I'm sorry, the amount of mistakes, unforced errors in that game was outrageous. They could not handle the pressure of the flipping fans. I mean, Liverpool, Newcastle, it's 3 games in a row now. When are we going to actually look at our players and actually ask serious questions of their mentality? You can have all the ability you want in the world, but the top players do it when the pressure is on. The top players, when the back's against the wall, you silence the away fans, etc., etc. Bro, how many times have we gone and silenced the away fans? The only game I can really think of is PSG. Like when we go to PSG, and we've done it against them in a big away occasion where we've gone and actually had a result away from home, you know, on these European nights. In general, spineless, bro. So many of these players that haven't got the bottle and the mentality to wear the shirt. You can be a good player. Jadon Sancho is my guy. I love that guy, and I've been cheering for him.
We got to talk about him, man.
But the point I'm going to make is he's a perfect example of what is currently wrong on Man United. Jumping out of tackles, bottling challenges, doing X, Y, and Z. Bro, you're playing for Manchester United. If the shirt is too heavy for you, you're gonna have to jump. And that is the issue. There's too many, Etihad as well, but they haven't got any fans, so I can't really include that one. But like in general, man, the players, man, for me, they're too weak-minded, man. They're too like, every time the things don't go their way, they crumble. When De Gea makes a mistake, I can't think of a game where De Gea has made a mistake and the players have actually turned it around. Every time De Gea makes a mistake, we lose.
That's a good point, you know.
Bro, every time, there's not been one time that, like, for example, let's say De Gea and Maguire, they messed up there. We'll get onto that, whose fault it is a bit later on. But where are the, lads, let's go. You see, I keep using the Benzema example. Look at Benzema, 2-0 at Anfield, and flipping Modric and Griezmann. Yes, they've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, I get it. But that's what you call leadership, that plays. That's why he's world class. When the going gets tough, these man step up. Man saying, chill, 2-0, we're still in the game. We're flipping playing against 13th place Sevilla. We're not up against a good team. And they crumbled, bro. Embarrassing. Absolutely inexcusable and pathetic from the whole team. And it comes down from the leadership. And it comes down to mentality. You can put whatever you want on that page. If you ain't got the mentality in these flipping hard moments, you ain't got shit in football. It's as simple as that, and we ain't got it. And that is the issue, regardless of which players on the page. Same problems. You can put it down to Ollie's players. You can put it down to XYZ. There needs a massive overhaul in terms of mentality and culture at this club. And he's only had one window to do it. So obviously, I'm going to give him a bye. But that's the biggest issue for me. It's not a coincidence, man. Too many games, though.
I don't want to say I told you so on the Mandem show, but I told you so. Just saying.
What are you telling us? What are you telling us?
I told you, De Gea is a master bottle job. Like, honestly, like I'd said it. I gave him pros, I gave him cons. On DR media as well, gave him pros, I gave him cons. I said I'm not pro De Gea, but I'm not also against De Gea like that. I want to weigh up stuff because it's easy. It's a bit like relationships, yeah? When you have an argument with your missus or your boyfriend or whatever you fancy, right? Your partner, basically. It's so easy to remember the bad times and you forget about the good times. I can appreciate De Gea this season has kept us a lot of clean sheets. He's made some wonderful saves and everything along them notes. But at the same time, sometimes your paths go in different directions. Like me and my ex, you could say as well, man. We got with each other young, but in the end, our paths, like, we're good together. It was convenient, but your paths just end up going like that. That's the Gea of Man United. You're going like that. You need to move on. Something that's better for you. Something that's better for yourself. And that's why I feel like Man United need to go gym. Like Manda need to go gym. Go get your better self again. Man United need to do that and go get something new potentially. I wouldn't mind De Gea sticking around the club at the same time. I'm not gonna forget everything he's done this season because he has generally been good. Yes, he's had a crap time. Yes, some people might be asking for Tom Heaton to come and go because I saw a clip of him throwing the ball, collecting the ball from a flipping corner and then getting a quick break against Charlton. Yeah, but,
I don't see that.
Not the
But, that's where it comes in. It, you know.
Yeah, it does come down to that, and look. There's no. I think for me as well. I don't know if you agree, Sani. I know you've seen it a lot because I've seen you post a few things. Literally, there's no reason to why we're not linked with so many goalkeepers throughout the whole year. He never said De Gea is going to be here next year, Eric Ten Hag either. He never said, yes, he's my goalkeeper. He just said that De Gea is very capable and he's very good goalkeeper. That's all he said. We go read in between the lines at times.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Just to like add to what Cass is saying, it's a funny one because, there's talks of contract extension. But I said it a few weeks ago in a debate show. What's to say we don't sign a new keeper and De Gea's still there? Like I said it earlier, like for people that watch American football, one of the greatest ever quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, He was signed for the Green Bay
Sally,
Packers.
your mic a little bit is crackling a little bit.
How's that? How's that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Right. So when Aaron Rodgers was drafted to the Green Bay Packers, he didn't start as a quarterback for 3 years because they had Brett Favre, who was showing him the ropes, and Aaron Rodgers was playing every now and then. When we sign a new keeper, I don't think De Gea is going to be gone and we sign a new keeper. It's going to be a case of De Gea is still going to be there. But what Cass is saying is he's hitting the nail on the head. The thing is, we are going in one direction, and unfortunately, De Gea will not be on that journey. And yes, he's been great for us and he's had great moments. But things sometimes hit a silver lining when you realize that things aren't going to work out. And like Kaz said, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you just got to let them go. You know, the streak sometimes ends in WWE, and I think the streak with De Gea is about to end because I think it's over.
De Gea is for the streets.
Yeah. No, we will discuss that. Big up to Nate H. Says, I'm done with his squad. Maguire and De Gea are soft. They are losing players with a weak mentality. Get rid of these. He's a nice guy players. Big up on Yeka. He says, I can see why Mourinho played Sergio Romero when they won the Europa League. To be fair, he did play the whole tournament as well, not just only that final. But yeah, listen, I hear you. There's over 400 in here. Please do hit the like button and let's get to 200 likes if you are watching. But De Gea, listen, I put a video out there. I think, you know what I mean? It's one of them situations where you have to be open and honest. You have to see, you know, where we are going. And De Gea, I think it's the end of the road for him, man. You know, it's...
Well, Saeed, you wasn't saying that literally 24 hours ago.
You know what it is?
What was the tweet you put out? Hold that, you tacticos. That's what you tweeted. And I bookmarked it because I knew he was going to come back and hit you in the face. And I bookmarked it. I thought, no, it's going to be later down the road. I didn't think it would be on the same flipping night. And so, can you please elaborate on what you meant by that? And you know,
it's because it's Easter day. He went to pray in the morning. God opened his eyes, and now he knows.
What's with the change of heart? Because you said that 24 hours ago. And now you're like,
wait, said what? Said what?
No, I said football tacticals in the bin when Ten Hag said about the keeper and whatnot, and you know he could, you know, he still does what he needs to do and whatnot. But ultimately, I think there's been a lot of deflection from myself. There's been a lot of, you know, understanding that, you know, you've got to back De Gea. Like sometimes when you do things blindly, you don't see from right from wrong in it, and that's what I did with David De Gea. I just kept the faith because I just thought to myself, he's gonna be. We're going to need David De Gea, but that was a cup competition. That was the Europa League. That was in a monumental like stage. Isn't it? It's quarterfinals. You go for the semi-final. This is a knockout competition. When it happens then, and you're basically knocked out because of that, it just makes it more. I don't know. It's more poignant. It means more. And I just looked at it and I thought that kick was embarrassing. You know what? I actually
Which one?
Replay, you know, the second one, sorry, the second one.
I wouldn't try to control the ball.
Replay, it's a mixture of trying to control it and trying to pass. He actually can't do the both, so he just kind of like has a brain freeze. Like
it's not even just on De Gea. Let's not even put. There's no reason. There's no reason why we can't and go score a goal there. There's no reason why our leaders, our main men on the pitch. Let's say Casemiro, Eriksen. I suppose Eriksen isn't match sharp as much as he is. Or Sabitzer, anyone that's got these hard heads, as people claim, can't go and do something against that midfield. You know, I thought Wan-Bissaka taking him off was criminal, anyways. I thought he was the only one for me. The only one for me. Yeah, I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah. But what's it called? There was no reason for me why he got taken off. I thought he was actually the only one trying. To be fair, he was trying on 1-2 combos. The right hand side, Anthony was trying. I liked what Anthony was doing in the first half. You know, like for once we can say that, like he's coming through with it. But this is why I say, and I will repeat from the Mandem talk as well. A lot of these players have got to score a goal. As much as their favourites, Fred, Shaw, eventually. A lot of these names.
Scott McTominay. What's wrong with Fred?
I think he's around. He's just not favouring him right now.
But But the thing is, Casemiro and Fred had the unbelievable relationship. They had a little bit of a kind of chemistry. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, but Fred doesn't suit the way he wants to play. He wants to actually control the ball and have possession. But
every time Ten Hag gets confident in his team again to play the way he kind of wants to play and move forward, there's always a step back in the way in a game, and that might be the Sevilla game. True. Like against Brighton, I'm going Fred, Casemiro, and
when did he have an injury? When did he have an injury?
Yeah, he had a knock, didn't he? But it wasn't a bad knock.
I don't think that's the reason he's not playing. I've got to be honest.
I'm not saying Fred is good, by the way. I'm not saying Fred is good, but I just think, you know,
yesterday you could have done with him.
he's just kind of like just been out of the team. Like from playing into the team, I get Sabitzer a different way of playing. I get Eriksen's back in now, but it's almost as if he's in the team, scoring goals, assisting as well, by the way, to just out the team completely. Like, it just doesn't make sense for me. I don't know what
I think some of the games, though, Saeed, that we've played, like Everton, for example, I don't think we were going to play Fred anyway. That's a very physical midfield that they have, and that's when I think Fred does get caught
Even
out.
Brentford as well.
Brentford, again, physical. I mean, yesterday, the atmosphere is the main reason why. I'm not saying Fred can't handle it, but a lot of our players can't handle it. But going into that game, this is one thing that we have to admit as a Man United fan base, that this season we have been flat track bullies. At home, great. We've only lost one game at home all season, which was Brighton first game of the season. But away from home is where we have cowered. We have been very, very coy. We haven't played our football, and that's where it showed. And yes, you can say the mentality. I think the mentality is key play, because you can't turn around and say it's the players, because we still have some very big players who have been in some very big moments. Now, if you're saying they've lost that edge, then that's something on them. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's a mentality thing, and that was obviously showed. And hopefully, I mean, I agree with Cass. I think Fred should play on Sunday in a game like that against Brighton, where it's going to be hard. I mean, you need someone like Fred. But
who does Fred play for on Sunday?
I personally don't play for.
Who does he play for?
Fred.
For who? Sorry.
Who does he replace? He means.
Yeah, for me, Sabitzer, because yesterday, Sabitzer. What's the difference between the way Sevilla played yesterday to how Brighton played? To be honest, what is the difference? They get down the wings. Yeah, they use a target man when they need to. Sometimes on the link up.
Brighton would have destroyed Sevilla. That's the difference. Brighton would have destroyed Sevilla.
But would they? Would they? They've never been in European night. They don't travel. The only place Brighton travel is in England.
No, I get that, but I think still Sevilla have got heritage. I'm not discounting that, but I just think for me we lack the basics. Like, we lacked every single thing that was basic. I don't know if you think that, Charlie, but the way we were bottling out tackles, that Sancho, by the way, that 50-50. Oh my God!
It was more than one. By the way, not just on the edge of our box, but in our own box. All you got to do is put your body in the way, and it's a penalty. Yeah. All you got to do is put your body in the way. And there was the one where they shot from the edge of the box and he jumped over it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Look,
Eriksen was doing, like, Eriksen, I love Eriksen, and he's obviously he might be carrying injury, but I was watching Eriksen and Casemiro off the ball as well, and it was an absolute joke, to be honest with you. And Sancho, Eriksen is offering, and Casemiro have offered more than Sancho has completely this season, but we've got to look at everybody, and I think I watched Eriksen at times, and he sort of dangles a leg in there, and he was just getting run past far too easily, and it's like, from my point of view, I just worry about, like, on the pitch. Nobody, when I was watching the match last night, there was just nobody on the pitch that was taking the game by the scruff of the neck and thinking, or Ten Hag, he deserves criticism as well. Nobody decided to change things up. We were just getting, we were so open. Nobody decided, right, let's just sit back and be a bit more compact and just try and reduce the pressure. Let's put our foot on the ball and try and quieten the crowd down a bit. But Sabitzer yesterday, he only made 11 accurate passes in 68 minutes.
Yeah.
Eriksen lost the ball, I think it was 22 times. And Casemiro lost the ball a lot of times as well. And it was just, like, with Casemiro, Eriksen, Sabitzer, you've got no control in there. Eriksen's the best we've got in terms of control, but still he isn't brilliant. But, like, somewhere, somehow, somebody's got to have a bit of experience. We talk about Casemiro being... And he's won 5 Champions Leagues.
He's not been the same, Charlie, since
You know what? To be fair, in the second half, I thought Casemiro was actually, for me, he was actually all right. Like, literally, he was a bit more sound. We got more control. Like, he did do it. But every time I saw, from the first half, he was horrible. But from the second half, they didn't destroy us. They didn't do anything. Let's be honest. Second half, other than their corners, they didn't really do anything. We got more of the ball, and then we just made our own mistakes. Or we didn't do anything.
It was too late, wasn't it? Like, did anyone think we were going to score? Like, be honest.
No,
I didn't
think we were going to get a shot on target, to be honest.
The fact that Rashford got about 40 minutes, I was like, you know what? He looked all right. He didn't look like too out of touch. He just looks like the team was just too discombobulated. And by the time that, Marcel came off, he wasn't risking that guy's foot for anything. Like, that guy's like, I don't care. We probably lost the game. I think Ten Hag knew after that second goal, we lost the game.
I didn't see the Martial.
No, so Maguire landed on him, like, literally landed on him. Yeah, he injured him, but I don't think it was no bad. It wasn't no bad injury, though. He looked like, yes, he was hobbling just a touch. He was still playing, but it's just like, do you play him on the injury or just take him off? Just take him off.
You know, the fact that he didn't go into the dressing room means it can't have been bad. He was just sitting with a pack of ice on his ankle.
I think it was a swollen one. But
it's
just
it's a swollen one, yeah.
But just to come back onto what you're saying, Charlie, I'm gonna actually defend Casemiro, to be honest. I know obviously his passing is a weakness in general, but I actually think he was in there with two players that were absolutely shambolic. I mean, you just mentioned the stats there. I thought Eriksen, for me, for everything, he's brilliant on the ball. There's absolutely no disputing that. Obviously,
but away from home, Eriksen's awful, man.
Yeah, I know, but the point I was going to make is that off the ball, he's absolutely
right.
shocking. I mean, his ability off the ball, for me, he doesn't cover the ground quick enough. He gets passed by in transition most often than not. Sabitzer for me was woeful as well. I mean, could have taken both of them off. In Fred's defense, granted, he doesn't have the quality, but when he came on, at least he was snapping at players' heels. He was getting himself about. He was trying to do something. I mean, Sabitzer and Eriksen offered absolutely nothing in terms of energy, legs, and protection. I mean, Casemiro was in there with he had no help. I mean, yeah, granted, he didn't have a great game as well, but there's only so much you could do as one person covering that much blade of grass. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the midfield lost the game, and it's completely ridiculous that, okay, granted, Bruno Fernandes wasn't playing, but against 13 points Sevilla, these guys just shown that, for me, I'm not sure they've got it. I mean, Sabitzer, a big fan of his, but squad player at best. I don't think he should be starting week in, week out. And Eriksen, I don't think he should be starting next season if we want to actually be a serious club.
He was never meant to be a starter, though. He was never meant to be.
He's not, but
he's still a good quality option. Eriksen still adds an element.
He's a great player.
If with Eriksen, within Eriksen, he's pretty much, for me, he's a little bit like Thiago, isn't it? He's a bit of a luxury. Probably doesn't suit he does suit what we need currently, but in overall, he's not what we need.
It's the mobility for me.
It's the mobility. And I think next season, if you do end up getting the correct players, you'll see an Eriksen that looks mighty fine. Honestly, he looks comfortable. You slot him in, he looks comfortable. Obviously,
open games when he
Eriksen's not an excuse, but when you're using him as your second pivot midfielder or something like that, you know you're not going to get the defensive aspect. So you need your defenders to step up. But on Sunday, though, we don't have no Maguire. We have no Maguire whatsoever. Luke Shaw's going to have to slot there. Left back's another question. I think it's going to be kind of similar to the Newcastle game. I do still think we're going to go through, regardless of the situation now. We've been at Wembley. I know Brighton are probably going to have a bit of the ball at the start. Wan-Bissaka against Matoma, that's where I feel like, you know what, that's kind of crucial. A bit like, say, Maximan. And obviously, they got potentially no Ferguson. They got potentially no Webster and Veltman, by the way. So, who knows? I think if I read it correctly, the Zerbi said there will be an update tomorrow, like a late one. And if they do, they'll be playing on injury. So,
on who's that?
Is it
Veltman, Webster? Veltman, Webster, because Webster hobbled off at the end against Chelsea. Veltman came off early. Ferguson might be out for a little bit.
Ferguson won't be available, I think.
Yeah. But it's if we can keep Matoma, and the last part for me is just to control the midfield. Caicedo, McAllister. This is where you need Fred. Just get some energy in and around McAllister. You have to do it. You can't play Sabitzer and that. They'll just play the ball around him.
But that's the thing. When Eriksen was at Spurs, obviously you had Wanyama and Dembele behind him, and as you said, he was a luxury player, and he still is a luxury player. If you have the right components, Eriksen's perfect. Fantastic. But currently, with the situation we're in, we're not, and that's exactly what I was saying, Usman, as well. Fred would come in for Sabitzer for me. I know Sabitzer was great for us in the first leg, but a game against Brighton,
not playing, by the way. So,
it's going to be big.
Are you dropping Eriksen there? Because obviously we got Bruno back. So it's
Sabitzer.
I'm going Fred Bruno just for energy. Just get the energy in and around. Because if you can't play, go on. Sorry.
I was about to say in open games where I've seen other comments saying if you're blaming Eriksen. I think for me personally, you have to be smart. Certain games suit certain players. And I think when the game's open, which it will be against Brighton, obviously it'll kind of be end to end because of the way they play. I think he kind of gets done in transition for me. So I would actually go Fred, Bruno, and Casemiro personally. Obviously, Eriksen was absolutely brilliant against Forest, but that was a game where we were controlling the game. They were sitting back. They allowed us to have the ball. In this game where it's going to be end to end, there's going to be a lot of transition with pace as well, Matoma and co. I just think he's going to get found out again, for me personally.
Do you think it's going to be end to end? Because Pep said this Brighton team is the best in the world at building up from the back. That's what Pep.
Yeah, they are.
But what if they don't have two of their main centre backs that do?
That's what I was about to say, Kaz. When you told me Webster. I wasn't.
Webster's underrated,
I thought Veltman, he's a particular player, but Webster is.
Veltman plays right back for them, but they also do not have no They got no Pascal Gross. He's definitely injured, and also they definitely don't have no Lamptey either.
But you know what the thing is there? We're underestimating, by the way, Brighton. And I'll tell you why. Big up, by the way, Kevin Gibbon.
Yeah.
Will Bruno, Cassie, Ericsson not be in the mid.
I don't feel underestimating because the midfield.
No. What I'm trying to say is, yeah. And by the way, big up to the boss, man like Saeed and Kaz. Big up the panel.
Big up the boss, man. He's a legend.
Yeah, big up, man. Always a legend around here. I think for me, this is the thing with Brighton, though. They could fit in a player like Enciso, just like that. They can fit in a player like whoever off the bench, just like that. Like, this is the difference. We can't do that. I don't know what it is with this Man United team.
They've got a system, bro. That's why.
They've got a system.
Their recruitment is well.
A bit all over the place. Colwell has replaced them as well. They got Colwell.
Colwell's injured.
Is Marsh injured? That's a big blow. That's a big situation.
I'm gonna double check now.
How many injuries have they got?
So I'm gonna tell you that.
We're gonna have excuses now. If we don't win this game.
We got no excuse.
But you know, Saeed, in terms of the odds, like in terms of who the bookies. I mean, Brighton were, I think, before last night, the odds were quite similar, but all of a sudden we've become much more outsiders in the last 24 hours. So Brighton are actually favourites to win. Obviously, obviously you don't follow all this stuff, but the bookies are not always right. But they obviously fancy Brighton, even though they've got all these injuries. So,
Charlie, do you genuinely have confidence like that? Just bear in mind, we just got outplayed by a shocking Sevilla team, and this is a high-flying Brighton with brilliant transition play. Obviously, Pep's comment as well. Like, do you generally go into that game with confidence? Because I don't see how we win this game, if I'm being honest.
Look, Brighton will dominate the game. Does anyone in terms of XG? They'll probably rack up 3 or 4 XG, but they normally underperform on their XG. So I'm going to Wembley. I don't know who else is going, but I'll be sat there. I'll be sat there like this.
Yeah, same. And luckily, I'm from the third team.
The crosses are going to be coming into. They put a lot of crosses into the back post. I'm a bit worried about our aerial ability without Maguire and Varane. I'm a bit worried about our aerial ability.
The game though is
Maguire's aerial ability. It's not even about his aerial ability with Maguire. For me, it's about his positioning. His positioning is garbage.
I think we're going to sit in for a lot. That's why I don't think it's going to be an end-to-end game. I think
we're going to have a lot of build-up, though. I think if we play Delo or Malacia, I don't think it matters too much because if they're going to play a left-back, they're going to play more inverted regardless, right? Luke Shaw in build-up's actually pretty decent. Lindelof is probably our best build-up centre-back, to be fair, even over Martinez. So for me, Lindelof and Shaw would provide a lot of build-up, meaning we can actually play a higher line. And when we play a higher line, if you're not noticed, we don't press. No, we don't press, but regardless, we don't press when we got Maguire in the team. Now Maguire's out of the team, we're gonna press a little bit more, depending on that team and if they got a striker or not. That's where I look at it.
I don't know. I think this game's going to remind me of the Napoli-Milan game, to be honest with you. Napoli were peppering Milan. Milan hit them on the counter. I see that way going for it, especially if Rashford starts as well. That's what I think. I think, like Charlie said, Brighton are going to dominate. But it all comes down to the occasion. Now, people are underestimating that, I think. Like Brighton, they've been great. But when the occasion hits the fan, whether people like it or not, we're Man United. They're Brighton. They've never really been in this position since they've been
we were Man United against Sevilla last night, bro.
No, but this is the occasion. Napoli, everyone fancied Napoli to beat Milan. Everyone did. But Napoli in Italy, they're known as Milan's big brother. That was exactly what was shown. And I think the same will happen. Although I agree, Usman, we're not confident going into this game. I still think we'll have enough to get past them just because a big game, you need the big teams, the big players. And I think
it's a different occasion as well. The same like an occasion against Sevilla. This is Brighton's occasion to get into something in the FA Cup final. It's still going to hit them in nerves. It's not a Premier League game. It's not, go one at a time. We've already been Wembley this year. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to... We need to stop Man City as well from any
treble. Exactly.
We have to. It have to. That has to be installed into every single one of these players. It's like, you just got shat on by Sevilla.
They don't care about this.
No. But I think there's a few players that do care.
Why would they care? Casemiro's won 5 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, but he does care. But if you don't hear about Casemiro's age and that guy cares a lot about every game he plays. Trust me.
But that's a difference, though. You're saying, will the players care about Man City winning the treble? I don't think they care.
I think you got Scott McTominay will be in and around. He will definitely be highlighting it, and I know he won't be injured. No, don't stop. He will be in and around. Yeah, Rashford will be in and around. There'll be players in the academy that will be there in and around. That will
Who's
be
gonna
like, yeah, we
listen to
can't.
Scott McTominay? You think?
But he's still some sort of presence in there when it comes to talking. He's just there to remind people that this is a big game, you know.
Nah,
You can't underrate some characters. I know Scott McTominay is crap on the ball and he's not that great as a player, but as someone that wants to, you know, fight and stuff and remind people and being in around and shout and bark and stuff like that, he will be there to bark that, just to remind people what do you want to do.
I mean, this comment by Faz about Brighton and not the landlords of Africa, I don't think that even means anything, to be honest. I don't think it comes down to, like, obviously Sevilla heritage Europa League, but that wasn't the reason we lost that game. It wasn't nothing to do with the heritage. If you actually look at all 5 goals, what the hell are those goals? I mean, half of them, obviously, almost all of them, if not every single one, is our mistake. I mean, obviously the first leg, of course, but in the second leg, they're like all mistakes. We just crumbled. The mentality, the pressure got to us, and for me, I feel like Brighton are going to go into this game with absolutely zero pressure. They're going to go there and express themselves, and essentially, they've got nothing to lose. Man United, all the pressure.
You say express. How are they going to go there and express themselves when it's such an occasion?
But what I'm saying is, yeah, granted, we've got the experience. We've, been there, done that. We've won already this season there. But the truth of the matter is, there's so much pressure on our players off the back of that defeat, and just in general, compared to them, they've got no pressure on them going into Wembley. They've not been there since God knows how many years.
I just feel like you're undermining Man United as well. You guys like Brighton don't have weaknesses. Like they do have weaknesses. Chelsea could have been 3-0 up in that first half against Brighton. Do people forget about that?
They've got weaknesses, but I just think, for me personally, I just think, like, it's so easy for us to say, oh, we're Man United, we're gonna win this game. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win this game. You can think you're gonna win a game, and I get it. You don't want to do what you did against Sevilla. We got chest. It didn't work out. It's nothing to do with that
and all that stuff.
The players have shown me nothing in terms of mentality that they've got.
But the players have shown. But the players have also shown you this year alone. When we do lose, we bounce back. Newcastle, we bounce back. City, we bounced back. Liverpool,
I'll give you that.
Liverpool barred the Newcastle game straight afterwards because we got smashed and then went into the whatever. We bounced back. Do people forget about that
mentality though? I don't know, man. I'm just
that's
sick
fine,
of this.
and that's fine for now. If it is bounce back, look, we're exceeding expectations at the moment, and I still think we should have more than enough confidence. Like this is at the end of the day, I hate to say it, this is still Manchester United. This is still a semi-final and a big occasion. It's a bigger occasion for Brighton probably than for us, to be fair. So they're going to be thinking about. They're going to be in two minds. If they make a mistake, that's it. Where our people have been there and done that in the Carabao this season. It's just, you can't just freeze just because Brighton's got a better midfield than us. When it comes to actual cutting edge, we still got Rashford back now. We got Shaw back. Yes, providing we don't have obviously our main man in Varane and Martinez and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. I know De Gea's made a mistake, but he's also proved that he can bounce back from a mistake himself. I'm not saying he's the correct guy for it, but he's there for important moments. In important moments, semi-finals. Who's the keeper that you want to go when a shot's going top bin from range? It's David de Gea at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So you just got to believe in. You got to believe in yourself a little bit, like believe in a team a little bit as well. Come on, like when it's all doom and gloom, it's not always the case. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of kind of looking at it. But I think ultimately, and here's Faz, because Faz said he wanted to come in and he said his head was hot. Faz,
my head is hot, man. My head is hot. We had no fight. We didn't lose based on tactics. Let that sink in. Nobody, the goals that they scored were not from open play, tiki-taka football. They were not. We got fucked. We got shagged from mistakes. We got shagged from no fight. First half, Sabitzer nearly gets a concussion on the back of his head. Why didn't a Manchester United player turn around and say, you, all of you, fix up? They just smashed our boy. Are you fucking mad? They nearly gave Sabitzer a fucking concussion from the ice box and didn't get a yellow card. Are you mad? Are you mad?
Yeah, there's no fight. Yeah,
my name is Casemiro. I take red cards for a living. Are you mad? My name is Sabitzer. I nearly broke someone's leg and didn't get a red card. Are you mad? No tactics involved. Second half, Anthony kicked someone, shook the referee's hand, took a yellow card on the chin. That's Manchester United. Manchester United is not every day can you take on the gaffer's tactics. Some days you bite down on the gum shield, you bite down on your teeth, and you fucking fight.
Yeah.
You fight. You take the game to them. So what the crowd? We have a crowd. We took away fans. So what the crowd? You fight for every ball. You scratch, you pull. Did we not ask this, Saeed, last season when we were getting peppered by everyone that please fight? It's cowardice. And Nuruddin is absolutely right. It's cowardice because when Rashford came, he showed some fight, but it wasn't enough. I'm sorry, it wasn't enough. Maybe if it was 2-0, even going to the 85th minute, we'll never know. If buts and maybes, we'll never know. Rashford is on the pitch. Anything could have happened. Consider the third goal and we're done. But we do not. When we get Manchester United this season, if we get punched, we squeal like a puppy. We squeal.
Yeah.
If someone punches us, some teams, they get punched, they come back and they fight. Roma yesterday. Look at Roma.
I know.
Look at Roma. They got punched by Feneud. And look at what they did. They said, nah, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. We're going to do it back. Harry Maguire is the worst centre-back around. They heard it all before. But Harry, you are a 6'5", whatever, huge, strong man. Impose yourself on the goddamn pitch. As a man, impose yourself on the pitch. You play what you have in front of you, right, lads? You play what you have. They were never, ever, except for the goal that was VAR offside, were a threat. They were not a threat.
Yeah.
They were not a threat. We jogged. Again, downing tools. We jogged. When your ankle hurts, when your calf hurts, when you've got a dead leg, you bite down and you say, you know what? My name is Marcus Rashford. My name is Jadon Sancho. My name is Anthony. My name is whatever. I am a player for Manchester United. This is do or die. This is do or die. We are not losing this game at any cost. Jose Mourinho won the Europa League with Mandem on crutches. Crutches. Second half, Ten Hag must have said something to these players, but how you concede so quick after the second half whistle blows is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. There was no tactics involved. I'm not going to agree with anyone who says tactics. And for the FA Cup, Manchester United players should not give a toss about Man City because we're not competing with Man City. Until the day we face Man City in the FA Cup, God willing, we're not competing with them. They're in a different league. They're in a different time zone. Concentrate on the game and smash the people. We can't be going with the mentality, oh, we want to stop Man City from winning the treble. Man, you get peppered by Brighton. The mentality we should be going in on Sunday is we just got manhandled. We just got slapped. We just got punched. We go and take this out on Brighton. And Brighton are going to suffer. That's what the mentality. The fans deserve better. Thousands of fans traveling to Sunday deserve better. Against Nottingham Forest, Anthony makes a tackle, starts screaming at the player. Why ain't players got this dog? Some of these players ain't got this dog. Tactics can be taught to these players, but dog cannot be taught to these players. Do you understand? It cannot be taught.
Yeah. I want to ask a question, and let me go to Sani. I've not heard from Sani for a bit, but do you buy into the fact that we missed Bruno today? Because listen, I think Bruno's missed his energy, his pressing, his tenacity. I think it's all missed, but I kept hearing it a lot today. I met a few people that said we're missing Bruno, but I'm just like, is this what Man United are like? Just one player is gonna do everything. Like, where's the team? Like, I want to be a team. I don't want to be a one man machine. Man City, they take out one player, another player comes in and does a similar job. Like, we can't keep just relying on Bruno Fernandes or relying on certain individuals, especially in that midfield area. Others have to step up. Have to step up. And we will get into them players that are not stepping up in a minute, but others have to step up.
No, 1,000,000%. But it all comes back down to system. Time is a key factor. I mean, Man City have that system. They can put whoever they want in certain positions and they'll be fine. The fact that I've got Stones playing as a defensive midfielder says a lot about what time actually gives to you. But if we look at Bruno, yes, Bruno does show fight, like Kaz mentioned earlier in the stream. But would he have really made a difference in that game? Probably not. It's a collective thing. But it comes down to a lot of factors. I mean, this season, if we are being very truthful, Marcus Rashford is the main reason why we have done as well as we have. He has been a lot of hero ball in large parts of this season as well. Away from home, we've been relying on moments. And the last couple of seasons, we've been a team that's been relying on moments. So if we look at it, we need to give Ten Hag that assurance that, listen, you have the time to get that system in place. And once that system comes into place, then cool. Yes, I know we played awfully yesterday. Yes, I know we should have played better. But if we look at the long-term aspects of it, if we were in a position where we have been, let's say, like Manchester City, where we have a perfect team, a perfect squad, the way we want to play, we have it like that, and we went to Sevilla and lost like that, it's awful. I know people are going to say, oh, Sevilla 13th, you know, they've had an awful season, etc. Sevilla got the heritage. But if we look at it from an objective point of view, we need to realise that going forward, if this is an issue that we have next season and the following season, then yes, some serious conversation is going to be had. But this season, there needs to be a little bit of context added to this and think, okay, cool, it's Ten Hag's first season. But like Faz said, Sunday, and I know myself and Kaz also mentioned it as well, we still have the aspect that we are in the semi-final. We have that experience, and it is the occasion, I think, that I'll get to Brighton. But I mean, I know Faz mentioned it. I know Usman was going to get onto it. But a player like Sancho, for example, you know, yesterday was a sad indictment of what his career has been so far at Manchester United. I know we're going to get into it. But players like him really need to look at what he wants to do as a player for Manchester United.
He's too soft, man. I mean, I've been Faz literally asked the question earlier. I've defended Sancho to the hill. I've essentially died on Sancho's hill at the moment. But look, for me personally, I can't excuse certain things from players. I mean, you can love a player for the technical ability, but the bare minimum is effort. I mean, the bare minimum is put your body on the line for the shirt. And time again, he's jumping out of tackles. I'm sorry, I can't excuse that, bro. I don't jump out of tackles at 5-a-side. Even if I'm playing against my brother, I'll snap his legs. I don't care. Like, I gotta win the ball. Like, he doesn't have that hunger. And like the difference between him and Anthony is night and day. Anthony would literally kill someone on the pitch if you had to get that ball. You see it. He's fighting. He's got aggression. Sometimes he always steps the mark. I mean, that kick out, potentially you could say that's ill discipline, etc. But sometimes you need that in your player, because for me personally, without that extra hunger, that extra desire to win the ball, you know, you're relying too much on your ability. And when your ability is falling short, what else is he bringing to the table? Absolutely nothing. And for me, Sancho, alongside the Maguires, you know, Eriksen potentially could put into that category. They're too soft. I mean, for me, it's just an indictment of United as a whole, as a collective. We've been a soft team for a long period of time. Under Jose Mourinho, arguably may have been the only time. I mean, I don't know if you've seen when he said to Spurs in the Amazon documentary, "I want you to be bastards." That's what he said to them. We don't have that on the pitch. We've got Martinez, we've got Casemiro, and Anthony probably, maybe Bruno Fernandes essentially, but we haven't got enough of them players that'll do anything to win. And when they go and gets tough, these players, they crumble, and it comes down to mentality. It comes down to the fact that they just haven't got it. I mean, for me, there's only so many times I could defend Sancho, but like I said, it's inexcusable what he's doing, jumping out of tackles. If you're on the football pitch and you see one of your players doing that, you're looking at thinking,
I know.
It's not what you want to see. Like when you go to games and you see Martinez, Klatson, there was the one where he did on Dan James not so long ago. The entire stands get up, they're clapping him, because you know what? Sometimes you just need that to get your back up. But we didn't have enough of that. Obviously, yes, to be fair to Cass, yeah, we have shown in the past that we have got that in our locker. Obviously, especially when we have been fantastic. You know, so the players are capable, but for me at the moment, it seems like the mentality, man, is just, especially away from home, man.
You know what though?
Can I mention
Sorry
something?
to cut you up. Go on.
I want to bring this new thought that I have had after yesterday. I sat today and watched a lot of our highlights from this season, and watching it back, I've noticed, you know, one fundamental thing is we don't score a lot of team goals. We've scored a few odd games where we've had great team performances, but we've not had a great team performance average throughout the season. A lot of our goals are individual-esque goals. Anthony, Rashford, Casemiro, long range, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We lack a unity overall, and that's obvious because Ten Hag's first
Trusting each
season,
other.
he needs to get players in. He needs to build a team. Going forward, that's going to be one of the most fundamental things for me is to build a team, because yes, we will. Oh, guess what? We will always get individual goals because that's the type of players we have. But when things hit the fan, when shit hits the fan, individuals can rescue you. The team needs to rescue you. It's a team. You must fight as a team. When you look to your left and you look to your right, you must look at your colleagues and say, I can rely on you. You can rely on me. But that doesn't happen when you're losing, when you're getting punched. Don't forget, again, it's a team sport. Yesterday, nobody was a leader on the pitch. Nobody. Anthony can perform well, but guess what? His performance was for nothing. It was in vain because we lost 3-0. The whole team, it's almost like a positive snowball effect, have a positive adrenaline. If 2 players start performing, the 3rd does, then the 4th, then the 5th, then the 6th. It has to trickle over, and it didn't yesterday. You have to hold senior players accountable. Casemiro, Eriksen, these are 30-odd-year-old senior players. They have to be held accountable. A captaincy armband does not make you the leader, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't. You are a leader by birth. Are you going
to hold De Gea accountable as well?
Of course, 100 million. Thank you very much, because David here is another 30-odd-year-old that should have done much better. Miles, absolutely atrocious. And whatever you take it out, we didn't score goals. I can say that all day long, but David de Gea cost us the game, because if he doesn't make the mistakes, we're still in the tie. Anything can happen in the last given moment. It would have still been a draw. David de Gea cost us a trophy. There is no shadow of a doubt. Absolute no. For a player who's decades into Manchester United to make mistakes like that is absolute bollocks. Simple.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right.
Serial bottle job, man. Been saying it. But what's it called? Yeah, man. Everything you said was right and correct. But have you not noticed something even about tactics? It's just simple IQ, man. The defense from the midfield is too far apart. And sometimes the midfield is too close to the attack, leaving the defense a bit vulnerable.
You're always getting overrun as well.
Yeah, and it's just like the overloads kill us. And it's like, all I know from my footballing days is, as a defender, you got to keep close to your centre mid for where I play, and also keep close to your centre back as much as possible. But your centre back's got to keep up. We need to play higher lines. We play our better football when we played higher lines and squeeze them. Obviously, we can't do that at the moment. Can we do that against Brighton? Are we going to play? Can we afford to play that higher line? I think so. They got one outlet of pace. Yeah, that is down the left-hand side. That's where Wan-Bissaka needs to come in to play a little bit more, and maybe be a little bit more adventurous down their left-hand side if Veltman is to be rumoured. Well, not rumoured, he is still injured and playing on that injury. That's where I think we can have our joy. Anthony against Stupinan. That's going to be an interesting battle, though. He's having a good time. But yeah, no, Faz is right. We just need to play. We need to play more as a team, not as an individual. Like simple 1-2s. Yeah, how many 1-2s yesterday did we see that went a miss, and then they just break from it? It's like, bro, like you've been training all week and you can't work out a 1-2 or a position on the pitch because you want to get far. I saw in one of our attacks, I saw about 4 players, all of them, Martial, Anthony, I think Sabitzer was there, and Sancho. They were just there, like in the box near each other. They went on a counter attack, and it's just like, okay, now we're 4 players down less. We're down to a bare minimum 6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's what it is. You know what I mean?
I feel like I said
we lack football players, man. We lack football players.
Why is there nobody on the pitch? Or Erik ten Hag needs to take some blame as well, because why is nobody on the pitch or Erik ten Hag? Why are they not seeing this? And why are we not going into a more compact shape for 10 minutes to try and settle the crowd down? Like Faz said, Faz made a great point that I made at the start of the show about we can see goals straight after half time and at the start of matches because we don't react quickly enough. We're not ready to go after the restart, after half time at the start of games. And it's just a common occurrence. But about the high line thing, Manchester United this season have been we've had one of the lowest defensive lines in the league. And
the lowest. The lowest.
And it's not because of Maguire. It's the same when Varane plays. It's the same when Maguire plays. It's because of David de Gea. That's why we do it. If you actually look at the stats, if you look at there's a nice little graph that shows we've got the lowest line in the league. But it doesn't. Maguire's isn't great. He isn't great in transition.
That's in our build-up. But when we got the ball in the other half, even when we got the ball in their half, our centre backs are still not even on the halfway line. It's like in between De Gea and the halfway line. That's when they're positioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got
and
to
it's
squeeze them quick enough because when they turn, they've got space to run into.
even Varane. Like somebody put some stats out the other day. And obviously, not everyone likes stats, but I think this is quite interesting about our defenders and how many one-on-ones they've won this season. And Wan-Bissaka's won about 92% of his one-on-ones, but that sort of supports the eye test, right? We all know that. Dallow's won 70% of his one-on-ones. And I thought, well, okay, Dallow, if you actually think about the eye test, I think Dallow's slightly improved on his one-on-one defending this season. He still could improve further. We could say that. And then Rafael Varane was one of the lowest at about 30%.
Yeah, I saw it.
That shot me a little bit. And that's maybe the reason why.
Yeah, 30%. While Saliba is up there in the 70 percentile, by the way.
Is that why? Is that more though because his recovery pace is where he kind of gets away with it?
Well, maybe it's because of his nature of defending. Varane, it might look like he's lost the dual one-on-one, but his positioning, that makes it. But also, this is another element maybe why we don't play a high line, because of De Gea. And are Varane and Martinez comfortable in the channels? A few times this season, Martinez, against good wingers, he's struggled in the channels. So maybe that's another reason why Ten Hag doesn't want to play this high line. And that's why we can't dominate games, because we haven't got defenders that are comfortable in the channels other than Wan-Bissaka. Our centre-backs are not great in the channels, and our goalkeeper isn't proactive enough. So, if we want to play a high line, we know De Gea isn't going to sweep consistently. So this is an issue we've got to sort of get going forward. But if you can't play a high line, what have you got to do? Just stay compact. Just stay compact. And that's why I said yesterday, why didn't players on the pitch, why didn't Ten Hag, even after that first goal, that shouldn't have happened. We know that. We conceded a goal away at Seville. The crowd's up. They're all going crazy in the crowd. Ten Hag, the coaches, the players, who is going to come together and say, right, let's try and keep it tight here, lads. We're 1-0 down. We're still in the game. Let's try and suffocate the crowd. Let's put our foot on the ball, stay in a nice compact shape like we did at home to Liverpool when we won earlier in the season, at home to Arsenal, away at Southampton, away at Leicester. When we've grinded these results out, let's try that for 10 or 15 minutes. But no, we didn't react. And as
to be fair, you might have said that, but then they got a corner 50 seconds in. 50 seconds in, and he come off my man's shoulder. That's the best shoulder goal I've ever seen.
During the first half, during that first half, we've got to change as well. And people say, "Oh, we don't want to play counter-attacking football," but we've got to adapt to what we've got, and we've just got to manage the game better. That's basically my point.
But we've not done that all season. That's the thing, though. It goes from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, just like that. Like there's no resting period. I can accept 1-0, and at the end it maybe capitulates in the last 5 minutes where you can see 2-3.
We're going to use the line. Let's use the line though, Saeed. It's a blessing in disguise that we don't have to play as many games as we may need to. Yeah, let's just call it like that. You know what? I don't like that mentality at all. I don't like that mentality. I'm just going to borrow the line. I'm going to borrow the line, man, because we got so many injuries and that. I'm going to borrow it. I didn't say I'm going to take it, but I'll borrow it. Because what are you borrowing it for? What are you borrowing it for? Because you know what? Yeah, but are we though, Saeed? Are we though, Saeed? Because when you deep it, imagine Tottenham. I know you can't rely on Tottenham to do anything.
They've got Newcastle.
But imagine this. You have to imagine something like this. Yeah. When we had a tough time in February to March, we were complaining about too many games. Were we not? Every single one of us Man United fans were. But you just say, yeah, we got to ride it. Then injuries came about. Then we were talking about too many games. So I'm going to borrow that line then. Right now, when we talk about the injuries, we are infested with it. And now we've got two main centre-backs out and a barely fit Eriksen, a barely fit Rashford, and a barely fit anybody else. And Casemiro still needs to get his rhythm going. Yeah? So from that notice, maybe top 4 is it guaranteed? Because if Tottenham do beat Newcastle, it's another equation of questions. And dare I say, Brighton, Aston Villa, just in case, by the way, who we also got to play is Brighton and Aston Villa. Are we going to be confident against them as well? Like these teams as well? Even though one's at home, one's away? Is it really guaranteed? This is all I'm saying.
Guaranteed. The words are guaranteed, but I think we're in a better position. We're third. We're 6 points clear of Tottenham. It was looking good. But for me, I don't buy into the argument. It's a blessing in disguise. No trophy. It's a blessing in disguise. That's where I disagree with you.
I hear it. Look, I want the trophies. I want the trophies, every single one of them. And I was saying I want the treble of trophies this season, yeah. But at the end of the day, I want the Champions League football. I want to move on and I want the FA Cup more. I wanted the FA Cup more than Europa League. I really do want that cup. I want the domestics. Yeah. So we can just go on from there. And you know what? It can prove to be a blessing in disguise with just one less game, because we were going to have more games this month than we did back in February, and we got a less of a squad. Just saying, by the way,
yeah.
Food for
I need
thought.
to find out if Martial's injuries is going to be ruling him out for.
You-
The embargo is meant to be right now, isn't it?
What is
He's just had his press conference. Yeah, 5 o'clock it was. Yeah.
Was it
Oh,
5
so
o'clock?
did he say anything?
Someone let us know. Up there,
No, I need to find out.
I haven't seen nothing because I got United Plug on notifications. I ain't seen much.
Bro,
Wait,
his
no,
shoulders
nothing.
were look fully fit as well, man. He had a problem towards the end of that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he looked like he was a bit.
He played
but
through that game.
Martial
He wasn't
again.
fit.
Listen. Yeah, Charlie. I know I seen you think about world class. I see that, but
What's that?
it's the tweet and the world class and whatnot. And
No, that was
I know it's a
his
joke. It was a
performance.
joke. I know.
No, that
I'm
was just
saying,
his performance. Yeah.
no. I'm just saying, like it is. Yeah, I love Martial, but like every single time when you get excited about Martial, it's just like
you can't fault him for that one though.
No, I'm saying
That
it's
one actually is
unfortunate.
a bit man.
It's literally just unfortunate. That's all it is. Just unfortunate.
But look, a player shouldn't be going off the pitch after being touched by one of our, like, as much as I like Martial, like, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like, I watched the clip again, and like, obviously you don't know exactly whether studs have gone into his ankle or something, but literally Casemiro knocks Sabitzer over and he sort of knocks into Martial. Like, how does that make you have to go off the pitch? Like that? That's
Charlie,
just
I'm sorry,
ridiculous.
you can't do that. You can't say, oh, he's being soft for going off there, bro. Like, it's one of them that you don't want to risk it being worse than it is.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, Usman, like,
Oh my
it's
god!
just an accumulation of things with Martial. Like, you shouldn't be getting injured. It's not all unlucky, all these injuries, because he's getting injured in different ways.
The other ones aren't. They're muscle injuries, but this one is a genuine. Like, this is an actual accident.
Is there going to be another press conference tomorrow? He hasn't. I'm trying to look for Ten Hag anything on. If he ain't said nothing on Martial injury or anything like that, then that's a bit of hope, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's actually
Let's hear what he's saying about. I think he's saying something about the confidence in the team or whatnot. Let's see what he's got to say here.
We did struggled against Brentford. Famously, you all went out and did your running, you included. Realistically, you're here. You've got till Sunday. What can you do with your squad where some of your players might be a little low on confidence before you go and play that huge game?
I don't go run with them today, and because we don't have the time. But we know we didn't match the standards yesterday, and the expectation on the team and on the player and on the manager of Man United is higher. So we have to do better Sunday as we did yesterday.
Okay, that's him talking about that. This is about the recruitment.
In this moment, I don't think about the summer. Of course, in my back, but I'm thinking about improving this team, improving these players, and so that's my job. And together this with my coaching staff, and together with the players, and so we have all our focus on that process and not on other processes, because that will distract you. And I know this group of players can do better, and because they already proved it. They proved it so many times in this season. We have made a huge progress during the season, but we have steps to go, and we have now still a lot of games to play. So we have a lot of occasions to prove it, and so all the energy is to go in that way.
What do you reckon? I mean, he's saying that he can. The players can improve. The players
Deflection.
can.
He's just deflecting, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not going to come out and say these group, we need more players. Yeah, we need this and that, like Conte or whatever. Because then he's just going to deem the confidence even further down by saying, we need this and that. Rather than saying, like, these players know they can do better. They're still a good bunch. I've seen what they can do in times and moments and stuff like that. Obviously, he's going to deflect from it. It's like even he including himself in the answer as well, saying, like, the manager can do better and stuff like that. So he's taking accountability, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
So it's just for morale, isn't it? It's just morale, like keeping the team morale high. Like Giorgio says in the comments, it's just about morale. Maybe that's what he's doing with De Gea as well in the media when he's been talking about De Gea. I still don't know. It's really, really weird with De Gea. Like some reports, he's coming out saying De Gea is a complete goalkeeper, and then we're hearing other reports he wants to sign a new goalie. Like, what's going to happen there? We'll see. But he seems to want to big players up in press conferences. That's his style. He's always done it.
Yeah.
Even players like Maguire, who a lot of people don't rate, he's saying Maguire, he's bigging him up in the media, saying he's an established centre-back. You know, he likes to do that with every player. He likes to keep the confidence high. So that's just the way he is. So I don't think we should read too much about it, to be honest. I think that's just him.
Yeah, I think for me, I think ultimately it's one of them, innit? Like, he's not going to bash any players. He's never going to say anything bad about the players. We just have to trust that he will act like he will act in the summer. Like, he can't give opportunities to these players. Like, again, like if these group of players are still in the summer and they still haven't found a football club, like it's going to go get toxic next season. I genuinely say that it's going to get toxic next season because.
We need a major clear out, man.
Yeah, we need to clear out, man. It's simple as that.
We say this every Sunday.
Right, we need to clear out.
We do, but the thing is, Charlie, how many of them are gone?
Like
the thing is, I don't want to say who. I even on DR yesterday, I said I don't even want to get onto players that I feel like need to get a clear out, only because there's no point. We already know who needs to be done. There's no point going through the same conversation over.
Who would you be in your list then, Kaz? Who would you be in your
my list?
Yeah, list. Yeah.
Fred, McTominay, Delo. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind Delo staying. I'd get rid of Malacia. I'd rather play Delo.
Malacia?
Yeah, I know he's only been 12 million, but I like my boy Alvaro. I love my boy. You know what? I'd keep Shaw for one more season, but then I'll get rid of him. Don't really like the way he thinks. Who else is there that I can think of? Sancho, I've had enough. Who else is there I can think of? Anyone else? Elanga, another one.
Maguire,
another one. Lindelof, I'd keep if we can for another season because I don't think it'll be easy replacing centre backs like that. Yeah, you know what it is? I like.
What about your nephew?
Which one?
Your nephew?
Who's my nephew?
How you forget your nephew, Anthony Martial?
Oh yeah, no, Marcel. If he's injured again, yeah, get gone. I want him gone. Need him gone. I'd rather get 2 replacements. But it's just it's too many players. I like Malacia, yeah. Don't get me wrong, and he was a good cheap option. But I like Alvaro Fernandez a lot, and I know Shaw's not going nowhere. I like Delo a little bit. I don't like. I'm not in favor of him. I don't like the way he thinks either. I think he's a confidence player. I've had enough of confidence players. I've had enough of them. You know what I mean? All these players I've named are confidence players. It's different. Confidence and actually people that can go through a bad time and still go and push and still give a performance of somewhat. But that's just my preference, isn't it? So
what about Dean Henderson?
When you deep it, yeah, I didn't even know he was even around. I didn't even know he was even around. But this is the point. Ralph Rangnick all this time was right. Yeah. He was spot on about what we need. We need about 10 players, and it's still today. We probably need about 7 players, but it's not going to happen. So it's not. If we kept Fred for another year and just use him as a bench option, I'm happy for that. Van der Beek, I forgot he even existed. Get rid of Van der Beek as well. Again, if we kept Malacia or Delo for another season, would I be annoyed? Probably, yeah, because I want a fresh right back. I want an attacking output right back to do what Shaw can do in the overlaps and stuff like that. But it's who's available. Who are we going to get as owners? Are we going to have money to even spend this summer?
It's a damn car boot sale this is. It reminds me of Toy Story 2. Wheezy and Woody's going to be in this one.
You can't play FIFA career mode now, can we? It's real life.
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy.
You know, like I said to you, I just generally think for me, and there's a clip here, and you know what I mean. Fair play to Ralph Rangnick. You know, he called and everyone laughed at what he said, and you know what I mean. It's quite poignant now.
People still giving him abuse now. It's just like it's stupid.
I don't know. I don't think so. But I mean, any owner should. If you analyze the situation, it's not that difficult to analyze. The team needs a rebuild, not because some players have to go, but quite a few players have no contracts anymore. Their contracts are expiring, and therefore, for me, it's clear that there will be.
You might want to stop the music, G.
10 new players, and
stop it.
It's part
Well,
of the real.
Yeah, no, but you can still get copyrighted for that.
You're gonna
bro.
get copyright strikes.
Okay.
Because Ludovica. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
You
Besides,
know
I couldn't even. People always have to add music and stuff and ruin it, innit?
Yeah,
Honestly,
everyone
didn't need
does it. It's for the effects, and it's for the effects. But like I said, the message is there, isn't it? Like it's open heart surgery, man, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. I've given up David de Gea. I don't know if people are giving up their players, in it. They're special players. That you know what I mean. Like obviously Tyrone, it's gonna be uncomfortable for you, my bro. But Martial, are you willing to kind of let him go? Our players, our people willing to let go of their favourites. For you to move on, you have to sacrifice. I think now is a time for people to sacrifice.
Definitely.
It's a sickness.
Favorite Wegos,
It's a sickness. It's a sickness. Because David De Gea fucked up yesterday. Me and you, Saeed, will say, hold our hands up. Yep. He messed up. Wear it on our chest. He messed up.
Yeah.
But Martial FC can't do that.
Yep.
They can't.
Yeah.
They'll hide the pillow one day. They'll take the shirt off.
Get the pillow.
But as soon as he's back, they'll bring the pillow back in the conversation. Soon as he's back, they'll bring the shirt back. There are people who support Martial to the point where they count the hours and minutes till he plays. They don't care about Manchester United. They say, 20 hours, 51 minutes, and this many seconds left till my boy Martial plays. Let me ask you, gents, one question. Have you guys seen Real Madrid fans with Casemiro on their profile picture in Twitter or anywhere? Have you seen him?
Nah.
From India,
Have you, gents, or anybody in the comment section seen Real Madrid fans with Varane on their profile picture?
Yes.
I ain't.
I have.
I'm pretty sure United Trey has Martial as his profile.
I'm pretty sure. But with Casemiro, I've seen a lot of Real Madrid fans. I don't dive into Real Madrid Twitter, but when it has come on time, they miss Casemiro so much this season.
I mingle with so many Real Madrid fans. I'm yet to see it. Please do show me. But there are
they don't rep him. They don't rep him.
Hundreds of United fans who still hell bent on Pogba. They're hell bent on Van der Beek. They're hell bent on Martial. Player FC, player FC, player FC. Me and Saeed are literally here saying David De Gea messed up, cost us a trophy, not acceptable. Cut.
This is what I'm saying. It's like I used to be in the Martial C brigade. I was really heavy on it. But it's just like if you're not available, bro, and you can't even be there, what's the point, man? You're not present. You're not present. If you're not available, you're not present, bro. So I'm gonna support. That's why I did support Veghorst, and I still do. And this is why I don't give as much praise. I know
players
Veghorst,
like Ronaldo, the top level players who really are Ballon d'Or-esque players, because this guy's got a plastic Ballon d'Or clause. It was never the real Ballon d'Or clause; it was the plastic one. Real Ballon d'Or clause players wrap their knee with tape and go out on the pitch and play. You've seen it. You lot have seen it. Real players bite down with broken toes and still play.
Yeah.
They literally still play. Marcus Rashford played with a broken back and I still cursed him out. Don't forget. Yet people will now say, let me stamp on your ankle, see how it feels. Well,
but Paz, man,
you're gonna make me swear. Well, son of a gun gets stamped on every day, B.
Nah, that's not true.
And people still play.
Oh, this is what. Go on. Sorry, go on.
Well, let me. Obviously, you guys obviously create that, which is fair enough. But listen, at the end of the day, he's injured all the time. I'm not gonna defend him when he's got muscle injury. But regarding this injury, he did try to play on for 4 or 5 minutes. It wasn't like he went down and he gone off straight away.
Yeah, he did. He's actually annoyed he came off as well. He didn't want to come off.
The guy
he didn't want to come off.
Man. You can tell on his face he didn't want to come off, man. He didn't go down the tunnel. He sat there. You can tell by his body language. He's pissed, bro. You listen to other players that got injuries, right? Obviously, we can sit and criticize Marcel all we want. But the psychology of it, do you think these players want to be out injured? Obviously, they don't want to be out injured. Some players are just unfortunate. I don't believe for 1 second that Martial's gas that he's gone off injured. The guy's fuming.
No, he never. No, of course not.
He's
Cool.
not
I don't
happy,
think he.
he's
I
not
don't
happy,
think
man,
he's
so
injured. I
that's-
think he's just got.
so-
I think he's just got a sore ankle, man. And
No,
I know
but
Ten
let's
Hag's
not,
like,
let's
I don't
not
want
make
to.
it- let's
Don't
not
care.
make it out like, oh, he's, you know, he basically bottled it and basically like, oh, he wasn't willing to wrap up his leg and continue playing. Bro, he clearly couldn't continue. He tried to continue. He was in the box hobbling, and they were trying to sub him off. The guy didn't even want to go off. They forced him off the pitch essentially. So I don't buy that. Although I hear what you're trying to say, but I just don't think that's fair on Martial off the back of that in particular, because I don't think that was a true reflection of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Sani, I know you got to go. We're just going to quickly run through the lineup. But Sani, big up to you, bro. Love as always. Make sure you go follow his channel, people. Sani, that sports guy. But big up to you, Sani, man. Appreciate it always, man.
And make sure you smash a like as well and subscribe if you haven't done so.
Take care,
To
Sani.
Saeed TV. Take care, people.
Big up to you, Sani. Big up to you. Yeah, guys, it's still over 500 in here. Make sure you guys like the video, man. It's been a good debate show, good therapy. So if you are enjoying the video, the least you can do is go bottom right corner, like the video. Make sure you're following every guy's channel on here. Charlie's channel, Fredman, Jazzo, Usman. Make sure you follow his channel as well. Usman Talk United, Never a Foul, and obviously Planet Fal's channel.
Come on, come on, look at that. No,
there you go. Come on. Big up, man. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. David de Gea probably still keeps his position. I don't know if everyone wants to.
Yeah, I'm keeping him still. Let him ride it, because you know what? As I said, as much as I'm not pro or against de Gea, he's got to ride it and show and bounce back. He needs to bounce back, and he knows it.
Yeah.
Let's see the mentality in it.
Yeah, let's see the mentality in it. Yeah, absolutely. Right, this is going to be tricky now.
It's not.
It has to be Wan-Bissaka against.
We've only got 4 defenders, haven't we? So
yeah, well, you know what?
We got five.
Yeah, we're supposed to show you, Charlie. Come on, mate.
Is he fit, though?
Yeah, I think Luke. No, yeah, Luke Shaw. Wait, sources are telling me I need to be watching. Marcel President is spoken about. Oh, here we go.
Oh gosh, Tyrone will never let go, man. We'll never let go, man. Big up to you, Tyrone, man. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's going to be Lindelof Shaw, because LNA, we don't have any more options, man. Let's be honest with you. Lindelof, to be honest, I'm actually quite confident. Sorry?
Yeah, I'm happy that Maguire. I can't lie. Look, I'm happy. I've had enough. I've had enough. I think Maguire at home games is good, and maybe away games, Shaw needs to play left centre back for the time being until what Varane's back in 10 days? No, 2 weeks max.
Yeah, absolutely. Dalot keeps his position. I think Malassi, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to bring him back in.
You got to play the low. He's more fit. He's more fit. You got to play a game in fitness. This is a fitness battle now as well. At the end of the day, and Malassi, he ain't played in 2 games, so there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's put our best 3. Bruno Fernandes is surely in there.
Yeah.
We all saying that?
Yeah, I think Bruno and Casemiro have to play, realistically speaking.
Yeah. Then we can decide if it's Eriksen or Sabitzer.
Or Fred.
I don't think or Fred. I'm picking Fred.
Fred. Yeah. Or Fred. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's one of them. What do? You go and chase Brighton, then just never have possession? Do you have Eriksen, then we can at least dictate? Or do you have Sabitzer, who can give you them third man runs? Like, it's crazy, man. I don't know, I genuinely don't know.
I think they'll all play
after yesterday. You can't. The man was jogging. He had no legs. Forget dictating. Dictate your legs to run. God damn it, run. Run, man. The guy's not running. No, can't have that. I swear to God. Basics of football is running. And the guy was jogging yesterday. I love Eriksen. Adore him for his ability. But let's be honest, as much as you have the highs, you have the lows. The guy cannot chase. And when you have to chase the ball, and when you're in transition and you're caught behind the ball, you have to cover ground. And he can't cover. And if you can't cover ground, your team is 1 man down already.
Yeah. This isn't the game for him. As I said earlier, man, in transition, Brighton are absolutely fantastic. And transition, he's going to kill us. We're going to be a man down, essentially, middle of the park. So it has to be Fred or Sabitzer. It's up to you guys. I might actually throw Fred in there, to be honest, because I think Sabitzer might need a rest.
Okay. I'm going to go for Sabitzer, because I just feel like, for me, on a big pitch, big game, I think he'll rise up, man.
We need Fred to cover more ground, man.
Right, Charlie, it's up to you.
I'm outnumbered. So, are you picking Fred, by the way, Charlie?
Well, Fred, I looked at this earlier. Fred hasn't started a game since Betis away, which was on the 16th of March. So it's so much. I don't know whether he's a bit. I don't think he's injured though, Fred. He can't have been carrying injury for like.
He played yesterday. He has come on. He's come on in cameos.
He's not injured. He's had some appearances.
It's not what I'm saying. What Ten Hag will do. Ten Hag will probably go with Eriksen.
I think it goes
I just don't see it being Fred, to be honest with you. But
but yeah, let's go with Fred in there. Bro, this is where it gets mad.
Oh, God.
Martial, he's out. We need to find out, guys. Like, I don't know if Ten Hag's gonna even say it. Like,
I don't think he said that. I think he ain't said it. I think he would have said it if it was. I think is there another press conference tomorrow?
No, there will be an embargo tonight. I'm presuming.
Did they not ask him directly? What's the situation with Martial Shaw? Like, surely that would have been a question.
Surely someone, yeah. No, I heard that he was just going to go for a scan or something, but if he didn't go straight to the changing rooms or nothing, that means he's
surely it's just got to be a bit of swelling. Like, it can't be serious.
I think he'll play.
He's all right, you know. I think he's all right.
I think he's all right. I do think he's all right.
He's all right.
Inject his flipping ankle, man. Get him on the pitch when we need him, man.
I just think he hooked it. I just think he just hooked. There's no point waiting and chancing it.
Well,
he can't be Vegas.
If Martial's fit, the team selection's easy with the front three. But if Martial can't start,
what's your left wing then?
That's trouble. But it's obviously Rashford will start, won't he?
Yeah, Rashford's going to start for me.
Yeah, Rashford.
So
it's got to be Rashford, Martial, Anthony, obviously.
Yeah, no, he looked all right when he came on, to be fair. He was moving normal anyways.
At least he was trying. Like, he was actually trying to do something. Do you know what I mean? He was running about, pressing, etc. Like, everybody else was just joking.
Martial up front.
Can we just hypothetically, right? No, if Martial isn't fit, I don't want to see Weghorst start throwing.
I'd rather Rashford go up front.
Rashford. Then would you rather see Sancho on the left?
He's just gonna have to. I don't want to see Weghorst start. It's not performing, man. He's not, but we look more fluid without Weghorst on the pitch. I'm sorry, I said it before on a previous show.
Yeah.
And for me, Weghorst, listen, great, happy for the guy, but it's not about charity. We need to just get the job done. Just put Rashford up top, hit him on the break, man. Just do what you got to do, man. Like, Weghorst, he just ain't that guy, man.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying this will happen, but because of the Brighton try and bait the press. I don't know whether you've watched Brighton. They try and they put their foot on the ball. It's like putting your foot on the ball, and they wait for the pressure to come, and they play out really, really well. They sort of bait pressure, and they get through you. But if Martial isn't fit, I'm not saying I'd do this, but it's just a possibility. Do you think he might start any of these four? Casemiro, Fred, Bruno, Sabitzer, and Eriksen, 4 of those 5, and he puts Sabitzer or Bruno or Eriksen as the furthest midfield player, and he doesn't play with a proper number 9 if Martial can't play, just to try and counteract those in midfield, the superior, try and counteract their superiority that they try and get in midfield.
We're not going to have we're not going to have a threat in the box. That's the only thing, Charlie.
We're not going to have a bench as well, by the way.
I don't think we have anyway. I don't think we have any. I don't think Weghorst is a threat in the box. I don't think Martial's a threat in the box. I think they're both. Yeah. I don't think either of them are anyway. Really. So
let's be honest. They're not.
Yeah, I mean, if that is the case, I would probably put Sabitzer the furthest forward out the midfielders, because I do think he has that ability.
There you go.
I don't think Bruno in that ball time works personally. I just think he struggles a lot when he does that role. But that's fine. I put Sabitzer further forward.
But anyway, let's see. Predictions. Can't lie to you guys. I'm going to say United to win on penalties, I'm saying.
Penalties?
You're having a laugh.
It's a hair goal. We're going to win on penalties.
Have you had your medicine today? On penalties?
Penalties, he maybe brings on heating or something. I don't know. Something happened.
Saeed, ladies and gentlemen, Saeed has not been himself. He must have had something today. Someone's put something in his food.
Okay.
Ramadan messed up his blood sugar levels. I don't know what it is.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. Man United are going to lose.
No, I think
I never want to bring Man United to lose. But really, I'm only saying Man United to win on penalties is because I don't know how Man United will win this game. I don't think United can win this game. I genuinely don't. So I think 2-1
another
Brighton.
dimension.
2-1 or 3-1 Brighton. It's one of them two.
No, I think we won 1-0.
1-0. Okay.
Yeah, 1-0.
Fair enough. Charlie, what are you saying?
I think there's going to be goals. I always say this and there's no goals, but I think there's going to be goals in this. I just don't, I don't trust her to keep a clean sheet. I don't know where I think the goals are going to come from, but I'm going to go 3-2 Man United, probably in extra time, but I say that with a fucking hoping heart.
Yeah, the players owe us. They owe us a performance, and that's why I think they owe us something on a bounce back as well. I think Ten Hag will just make it clear, like you owe the fans something, and I think that's it. That comes into play. Sometimes I think, like Sevilla, sometimes sheer will and determination gets you through a game. And yes, Brighton will have the same output, but this time it's like you owe the fans something. And I know Ten Hag will be onto the players about that, and I think that'll be installed into them to do more than they should be doing typically in a game, anyways. And I think that might factor into our favor. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like no Evan Ferguson is massive for them, and no right back. They got no right back. That's Rashford territory for me. Yeah. For me.
Welbeck loves a goal, but
Welbeck loves the goal though. Welbeck loves the goal against, you know what I mean. So
yeah, Saeed, I can't lie. I'm kind of edging to it. I mean, I said it right at the start, but I'm gonna be honest. I thought we were gonna slap Sevilla.
This guy had the cheek. A big up, Grizz, yeah. But saying Mubarak after a loss, yeah, you made my day, Grizz. Thank you very much.
Listen, it is what it is,
with his underlings all coming in the likes and all that kind of stuff.
Famous thing. How can you laugh? What? How can you talk from outside the club when you can't even get in?
Yeah,
that's not famous.
People are not even in Europe. They're not in Europe next season.
Well, they can still get Conference League.
I don't understand.
Conference League, innit? Conference League. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up here anyway. 3 weeks ago, you lot were all screaming into the cameras. Listen, Grizz, it is what it is, isn't it? Humbler. But we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Let me give my prediction.
Yeah, me and Faz haven't given a prediction.
Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, I was gonna say I was confident to slap Sevilla 3. I actually said 3-1, I think, on a tweet. So I thought we were gonna slap them, and I thought we'd lose to Brighton. So we're probably gonna end up winning Brighton because I'm not confident at all. So I'm just gonna say 2-1 United. So yeah, 2-1 United. It is what it is. Hopefully.
By the way, 99% faith, like my man said, in the 1% logic.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. But that's pure football, though, isn't it?
2-1. Rashford winner. Let's go.
So basically, because everyone expects us to lose, we're going into the game as underdogs.
I expect us to beat Sevilla, lose to Brighton, so it's not the way around.
We're the underdogs. Nice, cool. We're the underdogs for
yes,
Sunday.
Underdogs.
Totally fine.
Remember that. 2-1 United.
Totally fine.
Faz, what you saying?
Yeah, Faz, what you saying?
FA Cup at any cost has to be signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't give a toss who's on the pitch. I don't give a damn who is on the bench, who we playing. I want our FA Cup delivered. These bottle jobs have shagged us numerous times this season. They've given us the high, they've given us the low. But the low has been very, very, very low. Very, very low. And we have been an absolute laughingstock when it's been a low. So they absolutely must deliver us FA Cup. I'm not going to take anything at all that, we're playing Man City in the final. Brighton is a tough. I don't give a toss. I swear to God, I don't care. Bring up prime Manchester City in the final, whatever. I don't care. I want FA Cup. End of discussion. Ten Hag has to deliver this. These players have to deliver this. 2-1 Manchester United on Sunday. Any other result where we lose, these players are gonna get peppered by me. I'm telling you. The lot of them are gonna get peppered.
They don't believe us. These guys don't believe, and that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, people, I want to wrap it up here because my number's getting blasted out again. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap this up. Pick up to everybody who's locked in. Tomorrow, I will try and do a preview with a Brighton fan and get his perspective. So tune in for that one. But love to everybody who's tuned in. There's still over 500 in here. Charlie, it's been amazing. Good therapy. Let them know where they can find you. You did some content yesterday. I seen you there. So big up to you, man.
No, I appreciate everybody joining. Good panel today. Nice discussion. Nice debate. Yeah. So Threadman Chatter as always on Twitter and YouTube. Make threads, try and analyze things that I can analyze. Last night was very, very difficult to analyze, so I'm not going to do anything on that. Move on. So hopefully on Sunday we can analyze a nice tactical genius performance from Ten Hag and the boys.
Absolutely. Kaz, big up to you as always.
Yeah, man, big up, man. Never a foul. You know it is. If guys if you want to go over there, subscribe, going live tonight as well with Daps, potentially, and a few others. Just a talk on, I suppose, not just Sevilla game, but just the weekend in general. And hopefully, I need Arsenal. I can't lie. I need Arsenal to win. I need them to win.
Yeah.
So we're supporting Arsenal tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
Damn.
Big up.
But if they lose, though, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Temperate enjoyment is always fun.
Yeah. And the DR Sports don't want to see me again. I'm coming back.
Osman, big up to you as well. Love for coming on.
Love. Thank you. Obviously, firstly, slap a like, subscribe. Thank you, Saeed. Eid Mubarak to the man them. Listen, what a great Eid present. You love to see it. Obviously, you can find me on Osman Talks United on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yep, absolutely. Big up to you as always. Big up to Planet Faz. We're going to be there. Wembley. Charlie, we'll see you there as well. Hopefully, we'll catch up before the game. But yeah, Faz, man, it is what it is, man. We're gonna
Front line back again, man. Mileage time on Sunday. Go and support this fucking team, man, and then hopefully they can. I feel so bad for all of the fans that traveled hours and hours to Sevilla. Transit. Imagine the transit. I know people that car share and drove to Sevilla. Car share. Days of driving. Oh my goodness. I hope these players turn up for the sake of the fans on Sunday, man. But hopefully me and Saeed can bring back the W, man, for you guys. Hopefully me and Saeed can bring some good luck.
Yeah, I might come, but I ain't paying 150 for that ticket, man. I might try hustle her for that 120 or something, then we'll see in it.
Yeah,
getting the vibes, getting the good vibes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up to everybody who's here. Like I said, tomorrow, preview with the Brighton fan should come. And yeah, man, we go again Sunday. It's FA Cup or bust. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.